Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is January 28th, 2022. And today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Apple Computers, that's the company, is posting record revenue yesterday, but the markets did not respond positively yet. Now looking at the major economic events of today at 3:30 South African time out of the United States, we have a core price index number coming out. It's a PCE number, so it's a little bit different than the monthly core price index. It is an important number nonetheless. Now looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the euro and the Australian dollar tanking versus the USD. And looking at the indices, NASDAQ still very weak and trading lower while the Dow Jones looks like it's settling. Looking at commodities, gold continues to sell off while oil unchanged. In terms of the stocks, we're mixed. Facebook continues to sell off, but the other ones are still mixed. We're going to take a look at that. And lastly, Bitcoin unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So none other words, and I want to say, look at that. Look at this Euro USD just nosedive. Oh my gosh, 1130 is where it's at. We didn't get the bounce yesterday that we had anticipated. And so we're looking at a daily chart, and you can see since 2021, since the beginning of 2021, we have not been at this type of low. Looking at a weekly, we're back to where we were right before the pandemic, or at least close to that area where we're looking like we're getting closer even so. Okay, there is a bit of a support area, I would say, on a weekly chart here as we're consolidating into this, call it this area. Okay, let's highlight that so you could see it, this consolidation, this area. So I anticipate there's going to be some sort of consolidation around this area as well. So looking at the Aussie dollar, look at that, also getting much weaker here, the 70.16, and this has really been right back on its lows. Okay, we broke that 70.97. Now we're breaking 70. If this goes any lower, we could see it break it further down to the 64. If it breaks this area, this is an important area. If it breaks this area right here, okay, this 70.16-ish area, then we could possibly see it in the low 60s again, okay, which is a 1,000 pip move. So that is something to look forward to, or to look and anticipate more correctly into what could potentially happen there. Now looking at gold, nosedive over the past couple of days from 1852 down to 1796. We're below our 1800 mark. Now altogether, we're still consolidating. I mean, we're looking at a weekly, which we haven't really seen in a long time, but look at how consistent this has been. Okay, gold has been on a tear up to 2020, and then, you know, since the pandemic started, we're really just consolidating around this area. So not a lot of interest in gold. It just seems like it's just trading sideways for now. Now looking at crude oil, also trading sideways as the markets are, you know, taking in the fact that we may still open up going into end of March, beginning of April, as this third wave, fourth wave, fifth wave of coronavirus kind of dissipates. But we're not there yet. So the price of oil hasn't rebounded completely to pre-pandemic levels. Now looking at the individual, first let's look at the Dow Jones. Looking here, we're consolidating at 34,194, still 2,000 points from our highs, 2,700 points from our all-time highs altogether. So, you know, that is something to consider, as this has really been reeling in the opposite direction. Now looking at the NASDAQ also, but you see the NASDAQ's not bouncing as much, okay, which is a little bit disconcerting. We do have a previous resistance at this 14,000-ish level, so this would be a natural place for it to bounce off of. But again, got to keep an eye on which way this is going. Now, looking at the individual stocks, Apple was lackluster yesterday, 159, and really not, you know, trading higher. Maybe because their future anticipation is that we're not going to go necessarily higher. They may have beat this quarter's revenue, but moving forward, they may not have. Okay, so in the current quarter that they're currently in. Looking at the individual stocks, Facebook also face down at 294 below 300. Microsoft consolidates at $300, which is a good sign, and Amazon doesn't trade lower. It's sticking around this 2,800-ish level. Right now it's 2,796. Okay, but still it's in that area. So I do anticipate a little bit of a bounce at a certain point. Now looking at Tesla, also trading lower to 831, also consolidating. Jpmorgan, a little bit of a bounce, but then again, I need to see it bounce further. We mentioned this because this would be a dead cat bounce, which means that it bounces and then it goes right back down to its lows. So maybe that was a fake out. Let's see if it does able to break out even higher. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, trading at 36,949 in between its two support levels, not doing much. So just keep an eye on this until it maybe bounces to its 40,000 level. Okay, right now it's smack in the middle, so I wouldn't jump into it very aggressively. Okay, but it may still get that bounce nonetheless if the markets rebound. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day and a beautiful weekend. Thank you.